Hey guys, I'm going to be doing an overview on Esther chapter 2. So Esther 2 is broken up into two parts. Esther becomes queen and Mordecai's loyalty to the king. So this takes place just after King Ahasuerus, also known as King Xerxes, exiles the previous queen Vashti. Basically, the chapter begins out with Xerxes pining over Vashti. His advisors notice this and suggest that he gathered all the unmarried women in the province and have them beautified for 12 months. The first 6 months with oils and myrrh, and another 6 months with perfume and ointments. Afterwards, he would choose who he liked best. Xerxes approved of this, and it was done. Next, we hear about Mordecai, a Jewish man whose family was exiled from Jerusalem to Babylon under the rule of King Nebuchadnezzar. Now, Mordecai had a cousin that he had adopted when her parents had died. Her name was Hadassah, also called Esther. But when the decree went out, she was sent away with an abundance of women to the king's harem in the fortress of Susa. A harem is just basically a place where groups of women would reside in back in the time of Esther. So when she got there, she was put under the special care of the king's eunuch, Haggai. Haggai saw her, and he realized how pretty she was and how much potential she had, and he just kind of started to pamper her more than the other women. So at this point, she hadn't told anyone she was of Jewish descent because her cousin Mordecai had specifically instructed her not to. And every day, Mordecai would walk to the courtyard and find out how Esther was doing. At the end of the 12 months, the women then got to choose whatever clothing or jewelry they wanted to wear. But Esther, she kind of just wore whatever Haggai suggested. The women were supposed to appear before Xerxes once, and if they'd pleased him, then they'd kind of just show up again. But Xerxes, once he saw Esther, he decided that he liked her best and that she would be queen. So he placed the crown on her head, making her queen. Then he threw a banquet in her honor and declared the day a holiday. Esther, now queen, still had heeded her cousin's instructions, not revealing her nationality, even when Mordecai had become a palace official. After some time, while Mordecai was walking near the palace gates, he overhears two men named Bigthan and Teresh talking in front of the king's private quarters or whatever. So they were upset with King Xerxes, and they were kind of plotting, making plans to kill him. Mordecai, overhearing all of this, he promptly told Esther, who in turn told the king, and on further investigation, found out that they actually were trying to kill the king. So the king had them killed. All of this was written in the King's Book of Chronicles, not to be confused with the Old Testament biblical Book of Chronicles. So one thing that stood out for me in this entire chapter is how Esther still listened to Mordecai's instructions of not telling anyone she was a Jew, because he kind of just raised her whole life, and she had a deep respect for him in that sense that she just, even though she was queen, she still listened to what he said. So, I hope that was helpful. Keep reading Esther.